1 full year. That's how long I spent losing money in the markets, trade after trade, account after account, until I had lost 3,000 euros, pretty much everything I had saved up during high school. At that point, most people would have quit, and to be honest, I did too. For 2 full weeks, I walked away from trading completely convinced that it wasn't for me. But then I remember even now the moment when I checked my social media and saw other traders winning. And seeing their success made it impossible for me to fully forget about trading and move on. Because in my mind, I kept thinking, if they can do it, why can't I? So I decided to give it another shot, but this time I did things differently. In this video, I'll break down exactly how I was able to turn things around, the biggest mistakes that kept me losing, and the biggest shifts that finally made me a profitable trader. Let's dive in. I made my first huge mistake right when I started trading. I started trading thinking that it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, for you guys to understand how I started trading in the first place, I was in my last year of high school. I was able to get my driver's license, and I also wanted to get a car. My parents weren't able to buy me a car, so because of that, I started to look for ways to make money online, and that's exactly how I stumbled across trading. And when I started it with a left foot, thinking that it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Why? Because I was seeing all of these videos where people were claiming that they flipped a small amount into a big amount, and I thought that I would be able to do the same thing after finding a holy grail strategy. I would be able to deposit a small amount, flip it into $10,000, $20,000, and then be able to buy my first car. So as mentioned, the second mistake I did was searching for that holy grail strategy. I thought that as soon as I will find it, I will be able to flip small amounts into infinity overnight. And to do that, I started spending a lot of money on multiple courses. And I'm not saying that those courses were bad, but my approach towards it was bad. I was buying multiple courses, and what I did is I was trying to mix the concepts I was learning into one strategy that was super complex, thinking that I am clever about it to create a super complex strategy, and that right there to be my holy grail that will allow me to flip small amounts into huge amounts. And that right there was a huge mistake, because if there's one thing that I would have done differently, it's definitely this. You see, when I started, instead of buying all these multiple courses, it would have been a lot wiser to search for a mentor. Basically search for someone that has already done it, same way that I would go to the gym and try to learn from someone that is already fit, how to get fit. Second of all, I need to see that he's also able to teach others to do the same, because it's one thing to execute, but there's another thing to teach others to do it as well. And third thing, it has to be someone that I resonate with. Why am I mentioning this? Joe, for example, a member of my community that joined my mentoring a couple months ago, he just got into trading when he joined us, and he managed to get funded with 3 prop firms and have a total of $500,000 in funding in a matter of months. And then we have Eric that 1 month after joining us was able to request his first ever payout. And there's plenty more. What I'm trying to explain is that with the right guidance, you can complete these levels, you can complete these steps and get to the next level a lot faster than if you would do the things as I did them, right? Buying multiple courses, trying to backtest for thousands of hours. That is also possible. That can also get you to profitability, but trust me, the journey will be a lot harder. And on that note, of course, if you guys think that I am the right person that you could learn from, if you resonate with me, if you want to apply for my mentoring program to work with me one-on-one and of course join our community, click the first link down below. Next mistake I did after trying to combine all of the concepts I was learning is I hopped onto a live account way too soon. Instead, I should have spent some time, some months on a demo account. I was also constantly comparing myself to others. I was scrolling through social media, I was seeing all of these traders driving beautiful cars, going on beautiful vacays, making big profits, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that they are already 4, 5, 6, 10 years into trading and I just started. And that was a very bad thing to do, because you see, comparison is the thief of joy. You should compare yourself to yourself. It is always you versus you. I was also spending too much time on the charts, thinking that the more time I spend on the charts, the more trades I am in, the better. And that mentality is normal, because we as humans think that the more time we spend doing something, the better. But in trading, it's quite the opposite. More on this later. I was once again believing the hype and I started aiming for huge risk-reward ratios because it was very attractive. The idea of me, let's say, risking $20 on a trade and being able to make 20 times that was very good, right? You risk $20 and you have a 1 to 20 risk-reward ratio, you can potentially make $400. And it sounds very nice, but once again, we all know how that works. Basically, as you guys can see, I was doing literally the opposite of what I was supposed to do in order to become a profitable trader. And this right here, leaving all jokes aside, led to me blowing all the money that I had saved up during high school. Like I said, I had 3,000 euros that I saved up during high school, and I blew all of that money within the first 3 months. And not only this, but those times were extremely stressful for me. Bear in mind, guys, I wasn't trading then. I was literally gambling. I was placing trades with no stop loss. I was waking up during the middle of the night, checking my trades to see how they were running. If they were running in drawdown, I was then not able to fall asleep anymore. I was dreaming about trades hitting my stop loss. I was literally exhausted. Bear in mind, during that time, I was also playing tennis professionally. So physically, I was tired because of tennis, because of running so much every single day. And then mentally, I was also drained because of trading. And that period was very tough for me. And even now I remember I was driving my dad's car and I received an email with a margin call. That was the last account I blew. That was pretty much the last money I had. And when I received that margin call, I remember I stopped the car in the parking lot and I started crying. I had a breakdown. I couldn't take it anymore. You know, I couldn't take it anymore. It was too much. I had a breakdown. I was burning out, and right then and there, I decided that, okay, I need to stop this. It's not healthy at all. And that's exactly when I stopped trading. And then 2 weeks after, when I decided to restart, I was forced to approach trading from a different angle. And the reason I was forced to approach trading from a different angle is because I had no more money, which actually turned out to be a good thing. Why? Because now that I had no more money, I wasn't able to buy any more courses. And I wasn't able to deposit any more money on a live account, which was actually a good thing for me. And to be honest, guys, I was glad that I only had 3,000 euros saved up and not 10,000 or 20,000 euros, because I think I would have had to blow the whole amount before understanding that what I was doing was wrong. And now I will mention the exact shifts I made. First one is I started trading a demo account. Why? Because like I said, I had no more money, so I was forced to open a demo account and start trading it. I also started trading like a business as opposed to a get-rich-quick scheme, basically thinking of it as a marathon instead of a sprint. I was now aiming to see slow and steady progress and gains, which ultimately is the right way forward. Instead of mixing all of the concepts I've learned from these courses, I decided to stick to the key ones that I understood best and I also liked, and I started backtesting a lot. Like I said, guys, I had no mentor, I had no guidance, and in order for me to make it, I had to focus on those key concepts that I liked most and I understood most. And then in order to develop the systems that I then traded, I started backtesting a whole lot. I started backtesting for so many days, so many hours, until I was able to develop the systems that I then used. I also for the first time decided to learn about risk management, and then I also started implementing it. I started limiting my time on social media and watch more long-form content as opposed to short-form, because what I found for me is that short-form content was a bit more toxic. That's why I started focusing more on long-form content, and it was a great decision for me. I understood that in trading, less is more, and that sacrifices aren't required, and that again is something that I always preach in my community, because what you need to understand, guys, is that 9 out of 10 people that join my mentoring are people that have families, that work full-time jobs, that have a busy lifestyle. And my thesis is that when a person gets into trading, they don't need to sacrifice one thing in order to make it with trading. What they need to do is implement trading in their current lifestyle, in their current schedule. That's why 8 out of 10 people, I would say, that get in my mentoring, they go for the swing system, right? Because that system allows them to spend only 20 to 30 minutes a day in front of the charts. And because of that, they don't need to sacrifice time with their family. They don't need to sacrifice their job that brings them a stable income, right? So that is something that I understood, that in trading less is more and that sacrifices aren't required. I also started focusing on developing a routine and good daily habits, because without this, I found that consistency is very hard to reach. Without knowing from A to Z, from when you wake up till the time you go to bed, what you need to do for a specific day, without being very organized, it is very hard for you to find success in trading. I started implementing good habits. I started taking cold showers early in the morning. I was waking up a lot earlier. I was also going to the gym more often, started to practice thankfulness, which helped tremendously. And all these things helped. Instead of focusing on a huge risk to reward ratio, I finally understood the probability aspect of trading as well. How did I understand that? I understood it with the coin flip example that I will now mention as well. When we flip a coin, right, there's a 50% chance it will land on heads, there's a 50% chance it will land on tails. But every now and then you will see that you will flip it, and for 3 or 4 times in a row, it will land on heads or on tails. That right there is the probability aspect. Now, let's translate that into trading. We have a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio strategy with a 50% win rate. That right there is a good, solid strategy that will bring you profits. Now, with this strategy, we apply the same concept. Every now and then, we will have 3, 4, or 5 losers in a row, same way as you would have the coin land on heads for 3, 4, or 5 times in a row. And this helped me understand that losing streaks are part of the game, because let's say I was trading a strategy that was profitable during the backtests, but then when I was demo testing it and I was getting into a losing streak, I thought that the strategy doesn't work anymore and I was trying to hop onto a different one. And that was a huge mistake. Why? Because I didn't understand the probability aspect. After I understood it, whenever I was facing those losing streaks, I understood that it's only part of the probabilities, okay? And it is normal. Same way as I understood that having huge risk to reward ratios means that you will have huge losing streaks as well, okay? With a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, 50% win rate, you can have a losing streak from 3 to 5 trades. Now, with a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio, guys, you will have a much lower win rate, and the losing streak can also be 10 trades in a row. And trust me, out of experience, mentally it is a lot easier to win more than you lose. That's why I then started focusing on having a balanced risk to reward ratio, like a 1 to 3 and then a 1 to 2, instead of having a super high risk to reward ratio. And after that, after I implemented all of this, I spent months backtesting and then demo testing before jumping in the real markets again. Only after seeing consistent profits on the demo account, I decided that it's time for me to test the waters again. But this time, instead of trying to flip a small amount, because I didn't have huge capital, yes, in that time I was able to save up some money, but it wasn't anything big, I decided to get a prop firm account instead. I got a 100K prop firm account. With a proven strategy that I backtested and demo tested for months, discipline, and a good risk management plan, I was able to get funded for the first time ever, and shortly after I was able to request my first payout as well. And that right there was a very, very special moment for me, because after 1 full year of struggles, of back and forth, I was finally able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to say. I was able to have my first payout, and at that moment, right then and there, I knew that I can finally say that I am now a consistently profitable trader, because I knew exactly what I need to do in order to maintain that momentum. I basically had an aha moment, because I saw what potential trading can have, how scalable it is, and like I said, I also knew what I need to do in order to keep that momentum and keep that uptrend. And I'm very happy and thankful to say that ever since that moment, I've seen growth when it comes to everything. When it comes to trading, to my day-to-day life, to the things that I was able to do, I've seen growth, because ever since I was able to grow when it comes to trading, I was also able to go full-time in trading. I was able to scale up. I was then able to buy my dream cars, first the BMW M240i, and then last year I was able to buy the CLA 45S, my first AMG. Not only this, but I was able to travel to so many different beautiful places. Because of trading, I was able to live life on my own terms. I was also able to start my community, where I'm also helping others wish the same through trading. And it's been a great ride. I am super thankful for it. And this journey has helped me build what you guys currently see today, so to speak. And on that note, I really hope this video helped you guys. Let me know down below if you can relate with what I've mentioned in this video. And also, let me know where you currently are in your journey as a trader. I'm really curious to see that. Drop it down below in the comment section and I will make sure to check it out. Lastly, make sure you guys are subscribed to not miss out on future uploads. Also, feel free to like this video and share it. That will be very much appreciated. And till the next video, if you guys want to see a cool challenge where I day traded in my car for a full day to see how much money I can make sure to click this video right here. And take care.